I've been, I think, to every one of the Good Oil conferences since I started. I think I missed one through misadventure. But this is probably going to be the last one that I'm presenting on behalf of Buru, and that's because our new CEO, Thomas Nador, who's in the audience, I think, somewhere. Thomas? Yep, up the back there, who you may know through his role in Beach as their development manager for all their assets across Australia. So Thomas has recently started with us, and that's going to give me the chance to step back a little bit and focus on new ventures and development. So why would Thomas come and join us right now? Well, apart from the fact that Buru is a great company and his chairman is a great guy, that would be me, of course. The oil and gas sector is coming up back to life after some very dire couple of years, and I think it was Mark Twain who famously said, "The reports of my death have been greatly exaggerated." And that's pretty much where we are in the oil and gas business. Thank you. And this pretty much illustrates how we're coming back to life. The 1 year Brent price and the 1 year European gas price. If you saw this in any other commodity, the market would be following it pretty hard. If you look at lithium, cobalt, and all the rest of the so-called green minerals. And if you look on the right side, there's the 5 year graphs. So the 5 year oil price, Brent's essentially doubled since 2018, and the ASX 200 energy is flat to 2018. So that tells you we've got a long way to go to get back to where our market value should be. So what do you look for when you're going to invest in a small oil and gas company? Now, I'm very heavily invested in Buru. I'm very long in Buru, but I see lots of other opportunities in the sector. So one of the things that you look for to start with, of course, is board and management. Is the board a bunch of compliance-driven box tickers, or are they actually there to drive value into the company? Well, we're very fortunate our board is in that latter category, all very experienced, all very focused on putting value into the company. Then I look at the balance sheet and the commitments. We're in good shape. We've got $20-odd million on the balance sheet, and essentially all our activity going forward is discretionary. So we're not facing a big commitment that's going to wreck the balance sheet. We're able to manage our cash. And of course, in this environment, managing your cash is absolutely essential. So then we look at quality of assets. Our core business is oil and gas. As was mentioned, we have a couple of side hustles. I'm not sure I quite would like to refer to them as that, but I guess that's the terminology that people understand. So our core business, we produce oil from conventional reservoirs at our Ngani field in the Canning Basin. We have a gas development, appraisal and development project on a very large gas discovery that we recently made in the Canning Basin. And importantly, we operate for 3 joint ventures. We've got a lot of corporate strength, and that gives us the ability to operate for companies that bring a lot of strength to our business as well. So looking at each of those assets, if we look at the Canning Basin, our exploration and production activities there, and we also have an exploration and CCS project in the Carnarvon Basin. So in the Canning, we've got a very large acreage holding, 22,000 square kilometres. As I mentioned, we're a long-term experienced operator in the basin. We're an operating company. We operate for 3 JVs for major companies, for Origin, for Rock Oil, and also for Mineral Resources on our CCS project. So we're obviously bringing some skills that these companies like. We had a pretty good drilling program in 2021, made a major gas discovery 50% success rate. Our 2022 program has basically been focused on commercialisation of our gas discovery. The Yangani oil field. Oil is something that people are very happy to buy off us at the moment. Price is close to $100 a barrel for Brent. We get a nice premium on Brent. It's a modest production stream at the moment. We're doing about 650 barrels a day. We have 50% of that through and our partner Rock Oil, and we operate for our partner Rock Oil. We've just increased production quite substantially by a workover on one of our wells, and we're looking to optimise production and also drill some more wells to get production up. Of a lot of importance to us, obviously, is our recent gas discovery in the Canning. We've been looking for this for some time. The key to it is that it's a conventional oil discovery. We have a huge unconventional gas endowment in the basin, and obviously developing unconventional resources in Western Australia is still subject to further regulation. So a conventional discovery has been a great outcome. Had relatively modest flow rates compared to what people have been seeing in the Perth Basin, 7.6 million a day, but that was only one of 3 zones in the well. So we're confident we're going to be able to get that up substantially. Of a lot of importance is that there's about 40 barrels a million of condensate, and again, the Perth Basin discoveries of 5 to 10 barrels a million, so there's a very large endowment of condensate in this field. Condensate, as you know, is a light oil, and it's a very valuable product that comes out with the gas. This year, we had planned to do some additional activity. We've had some difficulty getting our joint venture aligned, so we've been focused on commercialisation. Our JV partner in the asset is Origin Energy. So I'll move on to our side hustles. We saw that we were going to need to participate in the energy transition business, and we have 3 subsidiaries that are working on that. 2H Resources, which looks at natural hydrogen, Battery Minerals, BATMIN, which is searching for lead zinc deposits in the Canning Basin with some success, and Geovolt, which is embarking on a major CCS pilot program. So 2H Resources, there's a lot of additional information on what we're doing with 2H in our main corporate presentation. Hydrogen's been found in lots of wells in the past, and of course it was looked at as just a byproduct basically. What do you do with hydrogen apart from put into an airship? And of course now it's a very well sought after future fuel. So going back looking at a lot of the old wells that were drilled, a lot of them had very high levels of hydrogen in them. We picked up a very large acreage position in South Australia where there's hydrogen wells that have been drilled in the past, and it's also an area that has very good regulation for what we're trying to do in the natural hydrogen space. That's in an early stage, but we're a pioneer in it, and we have a lot of internal expertise to drive this forward. Potentially, there's billions of kilograms of hydrogen recoverable from this acreage, and any of you who have followed what the hydrogen market looks like, that translates into billions of dollars of resource. So it's a very, very interesting project. Geovolt, the CCS is going to be a very important component of trying to get to low carbon activity, particularly for industries that are hard to decarbonise, and there's lots of those. So we've taken the initiative here to start a project to put together a pilot project in our Carnarvon Basin area, and we've been very fortunate that the Commonwealth Government has offered us a $7 million grant to do that work, and that's been matched by our partner in this project, Mineral Resources. So we have a $14 million pilot project that Buru has essentially carried through. And then Batmin, hopefully you like the logo. This was basically put together because we kept seeing big, thick sections of lead zinc mineralisation in our petroleum wells, but they were deep, so well below commercial mining depths. So we thought, well, okay, let's put our geological hat on and go and see if we can find some of this stuff at a shallow depth. So we pegged some areas in concert with a company in the mining business called Buru Resources, and we're just in the middle of a drilling program for that. Our first two holes have found big, thick intersections of sulfides. The second hole in particular had 38 metres of what looked like very high lead and zinc intercepts. So this has turned into a pretty substantial side hustle. So to sum up, our core oil and gas business is in good shape, making good money out of our oil production. We've got a very, very interesting gas discovery and a lot of prospects to follow up in the Canning Basin, and also a drilling program in the Carnarvon Basin. And our energy transition businesses have gone from inception to having real value over the last couple of years. So we've got a nice rounded portfolio and we've got lots of activity going on. So thank you very much for your attention.